Who was the first person to bust your ass?
Well, probably did it in practice because it was a little rougher then. We had a lot of guys who were trying to make the basketball team. It got real rough. You know, it wasn't that anyone busted my rear end. It's just a lot of bumps and grinds, so you had to get used to it. But you know, before I played in Indianapolis, Indiana, I played against a lot of older guys when I grew up because they played ball and they were like 45 or 50 years old, and you couldn't call any fouls.
Yeah.
So therefore, it got me used to.
Oscar Robertson just said what nobody in the NBA has dared to say. LeBron James isn't the GOAT. For years, LeBron has been stacking stats, championships, and accolades, building what many thought was an untouchable case as the greatest basketball player of all time. But in early 2025, one of the most respected voices in basketball history, the Big O himself, stepped forward and shattered that narrative. Oscar didn't hold back, and what he revealed about LeBron's legacy has fans, analysts, and even current players rethinking everything they thought they knew about greatness. This isn't just criticism, it's a masterclass in showing the difference between raw numbers and true basketball dominance. Get ready, because what Oscar just said will make you see LeBron James in a whole new light.
11-time All-NBA, first player in NBA history to average a triple-double, league MVP, NBA champ. Welcome to the show, Oscar Robertson.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Good to see you
Honor,
guys.
honor.
I was flustered. He walked in the room during the Tim Hardaway interview. I'm like,
Show stops.
I rubbed my eyes. I'm like, is that him? Man, it's what is life like? How are you these days?
Getting older and wearing out faster.
Yeah,
Looking
man.
good though.
No, things fine. You know, enjoying Orlando.
Nice and warm.
Before we get into what Oscar Robertson said, you need to understand exactly who's speaking. This isn't a retired player with a grudge. This isn't some hot take commentator chasing clicks. This is Oscar Robertson, the man who literally changed basketball. In the 1961-62 season, Robertson did the seemingly impossible. He averaged a triple-double for an entire season. Not close, not almost. A full 30.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11.4 assists per game over 79 games. Let that sink in. For more than 50 years, that record stood alone, the gold standard of all-around excellence. When Russell Westbrook finally matched it decades later, the basketball world stopped and took notice. But here's what really sets Robertson apart. He did it in an era of hand-checking without a three-point line, with grueling travel and physical, punishing defenses. The game was brutal, and Robertson dominated it with a level of consistency that modern players can only dream about. So when Oscar Robertson talks about greatness, people listen. When he weighs in on what it truly takes to be the GOAT, his words carry the authority of someone who actually lived it, which is why what he said in January 2025 sent shockwaves through the basketball world. The question on everyone's mind, why now? Why did Oscar Robertson, who's largely stayed out of the GOAT debate for decades, suddenly speak out against LeBron? The answer is simple. He got tired of watching history being rewritten.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Okay,
it's gonna be fun.
let's talk about it. You're 40 years old now.
Yes, sir.
You've been in the league 22 years, longer than you were not in the league. You're in the league.
Right.
And you're playing like you're one of the best seasons you've ever had.
Yeah.
Why is that, you think? Is it comfort? Is it what is it about this year?
I mean, I think obviously I've been in the game for a while, so I kind of know what to expect. And you know, obviously, one, you got to take care of your body, but more importantly, you got to take care of your mind. You know, being a professional athlete, if your mind is not as sharp as possible or as clear as possible, then you're not going to be able to perform at a high level.
Interview. It all went down at a private basketball event in early January 2025. Details are still emerging, but sources say Robertson was asked a direct question about LeBron's legacy. Unlike most retired players who sidestep these debates with careful, political answers, Robertson didn't hesitate. "You're not the GOAT," he said, his voice steady, unflinching. "And I'm tired of pretending that breaking stat records makes you the greatest." Basketball isn't played on a spreadsheet. The room reportedly fell completely silent. You could hear a pin drop. Nobody expected Oscar Robertson, known for his measured and thoughtful responses, to drop a bomb like that. But he didn't stop there. Robertson went on to deliver 3 sharp, specific critiques that cut straight to the heart of LeBron's carefully constructed legacy. And these weren't emotional attacks. They were precise, calculated observations from a man who understands the game at a level most of us never will. First, he called out the manufactured narrative around LeBron, pointing to how modern media spent nearly 2 decades building him up as the GOAT, long before he truly earned that title. When I played, Robertson said, you had to prove it on the court, not through ESPN segments or social media campaigns. Second, he tackled the elephant in the room, super teams. Robertson made it clear that building dynasties by joining forces with other superstars in their prime isn't the same as earning championships through organic team building. You want to be the GOAT? He challenged. Do it without running to join other MVPs every time the going gets tough. Third, and perhaps most damaging, Robertson questioned LeBron's killer instinct. He didn't just compare stats or rings, he compared mentalities. In his eyes, LeBron lacks the ruthless, unshakable will to dominate that defines the true greats. Within hours, the statement leaked. Social media erupted. Twitter became a battleground between LeBron defenders and fans who'd been waiting years for someone of Robertson's stature to finally speak the truth. The hashtag not the GT started trending worldwide. Sports shows scrambled to book guests, and suddenly the GOAT debate that some thought was settled was blown wide open. But here's where it gets even more controversial. When Robertson brought up Michael Jordan's finals record versus LeBron's, the room fell completely silent. And what he said next left absolutely no room for debate.
LeBron.
You know, those are some incredible stats.
They are.
Those are some incredible stats. I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the 3rd best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe. It's just different eras. I love LeBron.
Robertson didn't just throw emotional jabs. He backed everything with cold, hard logic. And that's what made his criticism so devastating that he started with the stats, the very thing LeBron supporters love to cite. Yes, LeBron became the all-time leading scorer. Yes, he's amassed incredible numbers over a 20-plus year career. But Robertson asked the question nobody wants to answer. At what cost? You play long enough, you'll break records, he explained. That's just math. But we're not talking about who played the longest. We're talking about who was the greatest. Then came the Real truth bomb. Robertson pointed out that LeBron's statistical dominance has come in an era designed for high scoring. 3-point shooting, pace and space offenses, defensive 3-second violations, restricted hand checking. Scoring 30 points today isn't the same as scoring 30 points in the 1960s. The game was slower, more physical, and defenders could actually defend. Context matters. But the real knife twist came when Robertson addressed the super team issue, where LeBron's legacy takes its biggest hit. I respect what LeBron has accomplished, Robertson said. But let's be honest about how he did it. Leaving his team to join 2 other superstars in their prime, and doing it again when things got tough, that's not greatness. That's strategic career management.